There's a silent pain cutting through the minds of founders, investors, leaders, the real firebrands of our era. It's not the lack of money that haunts them, not the absence of skills or connections. No, it's that invisible prison twisting inside, the stuck mindset, the brutal, suffocating ceiling that no amount of revenue growth, no market expansion, no successful pivot can shatter. That feeling is real. That dread is relentless. You can build products, scale sales, raise funds, but what about scaling yourself? What about scaling the mindset that drives all that success? Because here's the unvarnished truth. If the mindset doesn't explode upward, revenue becomes a cracked mirror reflecting back the same limitations, the same doubts, the same exhausting feelings of not enough. The brutal fact is this: revenue scales by formula, by strategy, by optimization. Mindset? Mindset is a whole different beast, a wild, raw, and deeply personal frontier. It's like trying to grow a forest by planting money alone without watering the soil. Every founder and every leader knows this secret in their gut, too often unspoken because admitting it feels like admitting failure. You can shout about product market fit, talk endlessly about growth hacking, but inside, there's that whisper. Am I really ready for this? Am I capable of carrying this far beyond what I know? The world rewards numbers, but what if those numbers are built on a shaky foundation of a fixed identity, a choking fear, an outdated story? That's the unseen epidemic we must confront. So how to scale mindset? How to shatter the chains invisibly tightening around the mind of the person steering the ship? How to build that restless, relentless mental muscle that makes scaling real and sustainable, that allows breakthroughs no spreadsheet can predict? The first revelation? Mindset cannot be scaled like revenue because it's not about accumulation. It's about transformation. It cannot be automated, processed, or outsourced. It must be lived, embodied every single day, in every decision, in every grind, and crucially, in every fall. This is why most people never get there. They treat mindset like a to-do list, ticking boxes, consuming books, listening to podcasts, hoping mindset grows passively. It doesn't. Scaling mindset demands a radical commitment to becoming less comfortable in the comfort zone. You must embrace discomfort like air. Every success will try to lull you into safety. That's the danger. Because the moment you settle, mindset shrinks. Every problem you face, every failure, every bar raised beyond what you think you deserve is a chance, the only chance, to stretch mental muscle. But most turn away or freeze. To truly scale mindset, you must rewrite yourself, so often and so thoroughly that the old self feels like a foreign body. Growth is identity surgery. It is brutal, it is messy, but it guarantees you don't become a prisoner of your own illusions. Now here's something that almost no one says out loud. Mindset scales only through alignment. You can't do this alone. Solopreneurs, founders with brilliant ideas, leaders stuck on high but lonely peaks, you know the weight of isolation, that silence that screams louder than any noise. The world seems open now with endless digital connections, yet the most valuable kind of connection is rarer than ever. Connection with those who ignite your fire, who push your limits, who make you question your assumptions so deeply that old beliefs crumble and new truths are born. To scale mindset is to build a network that doesn't just cheer your victories, but violently challenges your comfort, your ego, your reality, where synergy isn't a buzzword, but a lifeline. Here's the dangerous beauty in that. When you align with those few who match and magnify your fire, your mindset doesn't just grow, it multiplies. Every meeting, every conversation becomes a trigger, a catalyst. You learn faster, you see farther, you get comfortable being uncomfortable because those around you live discomfort as fuel, not pain. This is the radical secret. Mindset scaling is social first. No mastermind, no clique, no buzz group that's about belonging, but a network of fierce, independent beings locked in collective transformation. The rare few breaking the rules to make what's next, but this alignment has a price. It demands ruthless selection. Every alliance, every partnership, every interaction must be measured by a single question. Does this spark my becoming? If not, it's noise, it's weight, it's a trap. Scaling mindset means shedding not just toxic people, but toxic comfort, toxic beliefs, toxic loyalties, and toxic identities. It means abandoning everyone who tells you to settle, who values safety over risk, politics over progress, comfort over truth. This rejection is not a social failure, it's the liberation of your becoming self, and it demands patience. The market can reward quick wins. Revenue can spike in days or weeks, but mindset scaling is a long game. It's a slow burn through pain, doubt, rejection, and rewiring. It takes years to move from fixed to growth, from playing by the old game to inventing the new one. This is where most lose their nerve. But those who know the few will forever outlast the many. Those who see their work as eternity's game, the slow buildup, the daily battle, the relentless becoming, will unlock mental economies no cash flow can touch. Patience is the secret weapon in the war for your own mind. Now let's talk about the brutal myths that keep so many trapped. The myth of talent, the myth of quick fixes, the myth that mindset is something you get once and keep like a trophy. None of this is true. Talent is the myth sold to the complacent. It's the excuse not to evolve. Mindset isn't a badge you earn. It's a constant unlearning, a daily rebirth. The quick fixes, they're traps. There is no quick fix for internal revolution. It's dismantling the comfortable lies you tell yourself every morning and rebuilding from the embers of honest failure. This is the core contradiction. If you want to scale revenue faster, yes, you optimize funnels, rally teams, and chase sales cycles. If you want to scale mindset, you destroy old versions of yourself and rebuild models that only the few who burn can embody. So, what's the playbook, really? First, start by exposing your bias and blind spots exactly where revenue is stalled. Pinpoint the moments where fear, complacency, identity limits stop you more than market conditions. Call those moments out with brutal honesty. Next, build your mental infrastructure on a foundation of connection with those who mirror your fire, not just cheerleaders. Design your routine so it attacks comfort zones daily, strategic discomfort, not chaos. Use your failures as data, not judgment. Make every loss a lesson burned into muscle memory. Finally, commit to the long game, knowing that mindset growth compounds invisibly but relentlessly, as long as you don't quit. If this feels overwhelming, it's because it should. Scaling mindset is no joke. It's life or death for your legacy as a founder or leader, because revenue without mindset leads to empty wins, burnout, and a legacy that fades as the market shifts. Mindset scaling creates radical resilience, unstoppable creativity, and a revolutionary capacity to create value no metric can capture. It transforms the individual into a force beyond formula, a rare edge that rewrites markets and reinvents futures. And for the few who understand this, not just with their heads, but in their bones, there's a new world emerging. Not one dictated by flags, rules, comfort, or status quo. A world crafted by the few who refuse to live borrowed lives, who burn to build a future beyond current systems, beyond tired consensus, beyond the familiar. This world is not just a dream, it is the next reality for those who dare to scale their mindset as fiercely as their revenue. Because the real power, the real growth, always starts within. The real market advantage is a mindset free, growing bigger, faster, stronger every day. The choice is clear: stay trapped in the old game, chasing scale without transformation, or become part of the rare few, the edge, the innovators, the rebels, who build a mindset that scales without limits, that reshapes reality itself, and builds a legacy no spreadsheet will ever fully capture. Scaling mindset is the real revolution, and it's waiting for those brave enough to make the leap.